Hello everybody, this is Albert with Green Tea House. I hope you're doing well today. Today we're going to talk about 3 or 4 signs you know that the green tea that you're drinking is complete garbage. Now, before I recommend you check out the back catalog of episodes. I'll make sure to put some up here in the banner, especially the episode on what is green tea. Now, I am recording here in the ruins of Pompeii. I'm outside of Naples. You can't really see it because I had to kind of come back here in the corner because there's a lot of Mount Vesuvius, which erupted back in 54 AD, destroyed a lot of the towns around here, is in the back. And one of the reasons why Pompeii and Herculaneum, the nearby city, are so well known is because they were preserved because a bunch of ash fell. So when they excavated this area about 100 years ago, they found this gigantic city, and so it's just a great place to visit. Either way, so I took the train, Casey and I took the train, the high-speed rail down from Rome, and I got some green tea. And Twinings it's kind of a popular brand here in Europe, so I got their green tea. I did pack my own green teas. I packed some Gyokuro and some Pu'er, but I got some of this, and it's just so horrifically bad. And you don't know it's horrifically bad until you start drinking good quality teas. The same thing with coffee. You've been drinking Folgers your whole life. You think it's good because that's all you know. You don't have a reference point, right? Or you've been eating that, that vanilla that comes in that gigantic gallon, that really cheap vanilla ice cream, and you think that's good because if you grew up eating that your whole life, you can't compare it to Ben and Jerry's. You don't realize that ice cream is just mostly full of air, and that's why it's so cheap. It's the same thing with green tea. So like we talked about black tea, the majority of tea from the Camellia sinensis leaf, the majority of tea that's produced in the world is black tea. And the reason that is because when we think of iced tea is a gigantic commodity product. A lot of people drink it all over the world. Iced tea comes from black tea. In particular, it comes from CTC black tea, which is the crushed, they get the tea leaf, fully oxidized black tea leaf. Go to the episode on what is black tea. And then they throw it through these machines to pulverize it into sand. So if you look at green tea, and I'm going to show you a picture of the green tea that I drank, I have drunk, on the way down here. You can look at the leaves. I mean, this is just pulverized, practically CTC green tea. You can't even recognize that these are tea leaves. And you juxtapose that, and we've talked about in various episodes here, but you look at an oolong, which is mildly oxidized. You can unwrap it after the hot water has untied the knot, the ball that is. You can see the entire intact leaf when you drink loose leaf tea. But if you juxtapose that with this garbage, which is essentially sandpaper crap. So that's one thing. But again, most people don't know this because you're not cutting open your tea bag wherever you lived in, or Twining, or wherever you live in the world. You don't know you're getting this complete garbage. But next time, once you start buying loose leaf tea, preferably ours, and you have all this leftover tea bags, cut them open and investigate. Look at them and just see that it's just essentially just sand. It's just garbage fannings. It's sawdust garbage fannings. So what are some ways you can know you're drinking garbage green tea? Well, likely that if you're drinking tea bag green tea, it's going to be garbage. But one of the things you can guarantee is if you look at it, it's going to be sawdust in the bags. That's sign number 1, even before you taste it. Number 2, look at the liqueur. The liqueur tells you all you need. The liqueur is the color and clarity. So here's a picture of the liqueur of this Twining that I had. And look at it. Does it look even remotely green? No, it is like a brown color. And again, like these companies make so much money because they know the large majority of people don't know that it's supposed to look like green. Like you think it's green tea, like, well, I guess maybe that's why it's called green tea, but I don't know if it's supposed to be green. And most people aren't looking at their mugs, and most people are not drinking out of like a white mug so you can actually see the liqueur. A lot of people are drinking out of cardboard or whatever it is. But the liqueur is ugly. It's this dark brown. And I've showed you videos here on the different green teas, loose leaf that we sell, whether it be Sencha or even Genmaicha or Gyokuro or Dragonwell, whether from China or Japan. And you can see they have a nice green fluorescent hue. And I guess the best example would be like Gyokuro and matcha. Matcha should be a good quality matcha, is like fluorescently green. And you juxtapose those with this garbage dark, this brown sewage almost. And then if you were to put it in a glass and you look at it with light, good tea should be clear. Now, you might have, like if you do a Sencha, sometimes, especially if you're using an infuser, like a ball infuser, some of the Sencha pieces will get in there, right? But that's fine. But overall, it should be clear. If I put this cup up to sun, it is occluded, it's cloudy, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. The other thing is, like, more often than not, when people get green tea, they get them at a coffee shop, whether it be Starbucks or wherever you're at. And understand, like, you getting green tea at a coffee shop, you're automatically destroying any chances of this tea tasting well. Now, why is that? Because more often than not, baristas at coffee shops don't know what they're doing in regards to tea. So if you ask for it, they're just going to get the hot water from the espresso machine. That's typically about 200 degrees, maybe even hotter, full boil. And when they put in that tea bag, they don't know, because they're not trained in this, that green tea needs to be 170, depending, if some even lower, like 160 to 175 degrees. So as soon as you put that tea bag, or they put it in there with water that is scaldingly hot, what you're going to do is increase the astringency of that green tea. And so the Camellia sinensis tea leaf, especially when it's unoxidized, which green tea is completely unoxidized, as soon as you overheat it, it makes it bitter beyond bitter. Bitter beyond bitter. So you get this green tea, you throw it in 200, 212, you wait 3-4 minutes, you've been there, you know, you want to drink it, it's too hot, you're blowing on it, and then you drink it, and you might not know it, you've only been drinking tea bag green tea, that it tastes garbagey, but you've blown out the water. You've blown out the tea because the water's too hot. So how do you know when you're drinking a bad green tea? Number one, you're getting it at a coffee shop, just right there. So if you're going to get green tea bags, even the more higher quality pyramidal shaped ones at a coffee shop, tell them, give me the hot water in a mug or in the cardboard cup, but give me the bag on the side. Now, I don't expect you to carry around a thermometer. You're going to put it in the water like a turkey baster thermometer and wait till it's 175. But a good rule of thumb is, when you're getting it scaldingly hot, wait about 3, arguably to 5 minutes, then put in the tea bag. Then it's not going to be nearly as bitter and disgusting. So what are the takeaways? Don't get your coffee. How do you know your green tea is going to be garbagey? You're getting it at a coffee shop, because it's going to be overheated. Number 2, look at the fannings. If there's fannings and there's not even leaves, because some higher quality tea bags will have the tea leaves in there kind of chopped up. That way they can have more space in the pyramidal sachet, which allows for more space. But as a whole, if you see the sawdust fannings, which are the majority of green tea you buy tea bags, that's a sign that it's garbage. Look at the color, look at the clarity, taste it, and it's just going to be pretty bad. That's really what's my takeaway to you. If you like good quality green tea, get loose leaf tea. Carry around a ball infuser, or the infusers that you can put on top of a cup, and make sure it's the right temperature, and then that is going to be good quality tea, and it's going to taste better. And I would tell you, like, if you've only drank green tea from tea bags, you just don't know how good it can be. And this is why Casey and I are such a lover and proponent of loose leaf green tea, or any tea, because that is the way tea was meant to be drunk for thousands of years. Not collecting the sawdust fannings and putting them in a bag and then drinking it. And it's garbage. It's garbage, guys. All right, guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care and God bless.